Welcome to a deep dive into one of the most persistent challenges in supply chain management, forecasting accuracy. If you've ever struggled with models that don't quite hit the mark, or spent countless hours tweaking parameters only to see marginal improvements, you're not alone. This topic is controversial because many believe that expert intuition is irreplaceable. But what if technology could enhance that expertise? Today, I promise you'll learn how OptimizeParameters is changing the game by automating hyperparameter optimization and how it can lead to tangible improvements in your forecast performance. Let's start with why this problem exists. In the supply industry, demand planning is foundational. Statistical models like exponential smoothing, ARIMA, and even machine learning approaches are used to predict future demand. At quarantadue.ai, every MCP workflow starts from the real tool interface, not from a generic prompt. The goal is simple. Keep the expert in control while the system structures the evidence. Inputs, reasoning, and outputs stay connected in one reviewable flow. Now the results become easier to compare, easier to review, and easier to explain. However, these models rely on hyperparameters, settings like alpha for level, beta for trend, and gamma for seasonality. Tuning these manually is not just tedious, it's an art form that requires deep experience. And even with experience, human bias and fatigue can lead to suboptimal choices. But the bigger issue is that supply chains have unique characteristics. Seasonality isn't always yearly, it could be weekly or quarterly based on product cycles. Promotions, holidays, and external events like weather disruptions add layers of complexity. Generic optimization tools from data science libraries often ignore these nuances. They might minimize error on a technical metric but fail to consider operational constraints like lead times or storage capacities. This disconnect means that forecasts look good on paper but don't hold up in reality, causing ripple effects across the entire supply chain from procurement to logistics to customer satisfaction. Now, let's get into the technical method behind OptimizeParameters. At its core, this software uses a combination of optimization techniques, including Bayesian optimization, genetic algorithms, and grid search. But what sets it apart is the incorporation of domain-specific constraints. For instance, when optimizing for seasonality, the software knows to respect natural periods in your data, like 12 months for annual seasonality or 4 weeks for monthly patterns. It doesn't just brute force parameters, it uses intelligent search spaces defined by supply chain experts. Key concepts here include understanding the trade-off between bias and variance and how parameters affect forecast horizons. A common misconception is that automation means losing control. In contrast, OptimizeParameters gives you more control by providing insights into why certain parameters work better. It evaluates performance using supply-relevant metrics like weighted mean absolute percentage error, which accounts for item importance, not just technical accuracy. This ensures that the optimization aligns with business priorities. Moving on to the software solution itself, OptimizeParameters is designed for seamless integration. It connects to your ERP, CRM, or any data source, ingesting historical demand, inventory levels, and contextual data like promotions or economic indicators. First, it establishes a baseline using your current parameters or default settings. Then, it runs iterative simulations, testing thousands of parameter combinations against historical periods. Each simulation is logged, creating a comprehensive audit trail. You can see exactly which parameters were tested, how they performed, and why the optimal set was chosen. This is crucial for compliance, especially in regulated industries. Additionally, the software supports scenario modeling. You can ask what-if questions. What if we change the seasonality assumption? What if a supplier delay occurs? By adjusting parameters in these scenarios, you can prepare for uncertainties and make resilient plans. Let me walk you through a hypothetical example to make this concrete. Consider a pharmaceutical company forecasting demand for seasonal flu vaccines. They have variables like historical sales, population health data, and campaign schedules. Using OptimizeParameters, the software takes this data and optimizes the hyperparameters for their forecasting model. It might test different alpha values to smooth random fluctuations, beta for trend changes due to public health initiatives, and gamma for seasonality aligned with flu seasons. After optimization, the company observes a 20% improvement in forecast accuracy over a 3-year backtest. This means they can produce vaccines more efficiently, reduce waste, and ensure availability during peak demand. Notice I said hypothetical. This is a realistic outcome based on the methodology, not a guaranteed result, but it illustrates the potential impact. When it comes to compliance and reporting, OptimizeParameters excels. The software generates detailed yet readable reports for stakeholders. These reports explain the optimization process in plain language, highlight key decisions, and show how accuracy improved. They include visualizations like parameter sensitivity charts and forecast error distributions. For regulatory purposes, every step is documented, from data inputs to final parameters, ensuring transparency. This makes it easy to justify forecasting decisions to auditors, management, or partners. To close, OptimizeParameters offers a powerful way to enhance your forecasting by automating hyperparameter tuning. It saves time, reduces human error, and improves accuracy with supply-specific intelligence. If you're ready to take your demand planning to the next level,